Hey guys, MathMeister here. We're going to talk about frequency tables today. Frequency tables are going to be really helpful for when we go to make a histogram, and so check out my video on that if you have any questions. So I'm going to start with my data set, and to create my frequency table, I just want to know how often is each of these values occurring. Now for my frequency table, I'm going to do it by intervals so that I don't have to include every single number in my table. So I'm going to do the interval 1 to 3, 3 to 5, 5 to 7, 7 to 9, 9 to 11, and 11 to 13. Now, with these intervals, notice how some of these values are repeating. I have these values right here that they show up twice. Now, we don't actually want to consider them twice. We don't want to double count any numbers. When we're reading a frequency table or anything involving intervals, you'll see the same thing on a histogram. We want to include the first number, but not the second number. So a lot of times we would see a bracket and then a parentheses, where the bracket means that it's included, the parentheses mean that it's not. So when I'm looking for the values for 1 to 3, that means that I want all of the numbers that are between 1 and 3 but not equal to 3. So I'm just going to go and start looking for those numbers. I can't use 3 because that is equal to 3. It looks like I only have one value, and that value is 2. Since I only have one number that is between 1 and 3 but not equal to 3, my frequency is 1. Next, I have the interval 3 to 5. Now with 3 to 5, that's going to be all of the numbers between 3 and 5, but not equal to 5. So it looks like I have this number, and this number, this number, and this number. So that's a total of 4 numbers that are between 3 and 5, but not equal to 5. So my frequency is 4. For the interval 5 to 7, I want to find all of the numbers that are between 5 and 7 but not equal to 7. It looks like I only have 2 of those numbers. They would be 5 and 6. That leaves me with a frequency of 2. For the interval 7 to 9, I want all of the numbers between 7 and 9 but not equal to 9. And I've only got one of those. That number is 7, so I'll count that as a frequency of 1. For 9 to 11, that's all of the numbers between 9 and 11, but not equal to 11. So I've got 9, 9, and 10, which is a frequency of 3. And then last but not least, I do want to go and look at my interval 11 to 13. With 11 to 13, I've only got one number left. That number is 12, and I have a frequency of 1. So this is how I make my frequency table. You can do this for any interval that you want. I chose to count mine by 2s. You could honestly, if you really wanted to, do each value independently. I don't really like doing that because for some of these I would have multiples, and then others I wouldn't have any, and that would be a lot of wasted space in my table. So again, this was how to make a frequency table. Check out my next video on how to make a histogram.